Welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host N64 Josh, and it's supposed to be Game of the Week. We're gonna have to wait on Game of the Week because we got an announcement that there is a Nintendo Direct happening Friday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. See, Joey is already here. What's going on? Oh, I got thoughts and theories for Friday. Let's go. This is going to be an open forum. We are just going to be chatting about this Direct and what we think is going to happen. 60 minutes. I think it says it's around 60 minutes. I've heard or I've seen 59 minutes being thrown around. It's the longest general Direct that's ever happened. The Switch 2 announcement, which is not technically a general Direct, that is a console launch Direct, was around the same time, or I can't remember exactly, but this is going to be the longest general Direct that we have ever had. And I was told firsthand, I may have mentioned this yesterday, get ready. Your mind is going to be blown. I can't tell you anything. This is direct from people at Nintendo, that I can't say a word about what's coming. But basically be ready because it's going to blow your mind. So I'm ready to have my mind blown. I don't know about you guys. Joey says first rare replay with Nintendo rare games. Ooh, okay. All right. We do have a lot. There are a lot of rare games already on NSO. So it would be interesting to see what route they go for that, because there are a lot of rare games on NSO already. So, Joey says, because it's Rare's 40th this month. Oh, interesting. Joey says, blink twice if it's Donkey Kong Bonanza 2. I have no information other than I was told, be ready, it's going to blow your mind. And so I am. I'm most definitely ready to have my mind blown. 8-Bit Gaming Legend says, so wait, so you know what's coming? No, this is the opposite of what I'm saying. This is the exact opposite of what I'm saying. I have no idea. I have no clue at all. But I'm really looking forward to this. I know Switch Force has basically become a leaker at this point. They've tweeted out something about Mario, here we go, with Mario, and oh guys, we may get a guest. Hang on, we may have a guest coming. One second, mid stream here, I may be able to get somebody jumping in. It was just on a whim that I asked, and I think, let's see. Yeah, here we go. I'm sending the link. Let's see what happens. I'm live now. Here we go. We'll see if he jumps in or not. It'll be fun. I'm going to keep it a surprise. Okay. I'm going to keep it a surprise for you. See if he jumps in or not. I would absolutely love it. So, taking a look at chat here, Cryptic says, so what you're saying, our minds are going to be blown because we're going to get a price increase for $600. Wow, Cryptic, are you okay? Are you okay? Joey says, Mario Kart World DLC. Let's talk about Mario Kart World a little bit. So, I cannot remember when or where I've talked about this, but it's very important to keep in mind, Mario Kart 8 was most definitely a work in progress. And I think Mario Kart World's going to be in the same boat. I think what's so difficult is to come off a game like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which was practically perfection, to then to then jump into a world which has like new mechanics. It's still super fun, but like it's not quite hit its stride yet for the majority of the community. And it has the chops to get there. Like I'm not worried in the slightest about it getting there. And so I think the big thing about this direct would be somewhat of a roadmap. I'm honestly hoping that there's 2 cups added. I'm hoping there are a minimum of 2 cups added, meaning 4 more, 8 more tracks, right? I want to see World get up to 48 tracks as quickly as possible, because although it has not ever been the standard, because 8 Deluxe was a remake, I think getting it to 48 and without charging any more, I think that would be the olive branch that not only gets people back to playing again, but maybe even gets more people purchasing. The game is barely in the top 15 on Switch 2, and that's crazy considering how Mario Kart 8 never dipped. Now I think third parties have a big part to do with this and how much they are dominating the space. You know, Silk Song and even Star Wars Outlaws was like at number 2, which was pretty crazy, but it was. So, oh boy, Brian Brian is here. Just sends the dots. He loves anything and everything Mario Kart related. Let's see. So Joey said Mario Kart DLC, Bonanza content, such as him. I'm assuming you're meaning Diddy. You want some Diddy Kong content? I don't think it's impossible for us to see DLC for both those games. I know that some of the conversation online, if they both come out with DLC, will be, why wasn't this just in the base game? It's so soon, you know. Joey says for hardcore gamers, Mario Kart is there, but for the casuals, it seems to have died down a little. Yeah, it needs a bit of a roadmap, in my opinion. It really does need a roadmap. It needs, it needs more modes. They have to do something to bring the casuals in, and I really don't know what it looks like. I really don't know what it looks like, but I hope they do something. I really, really do. I hope there's something that I want to see Mario Kart World in the same place that 8 Deluxe was throughout its lifespan, but they're going to have to put some work into it. There's no question there. No question there at all. So let me see. Get into chat here. Cryptic says, for real, I expect Metroid Prime 4 release, and that will make me happy. The next highly anticipated game. Yes. Yeah, it was rated in Brazil, so pretty certain it'll have a release date. I'm speculating it's going to be December. Probably going to be our December game. It seems like that would be, based on the kind of game it is and the kind of numbers that it will do, potentially, probably going to be a December game. Joey says, I expect Diddy Kong and Mario Kart World by November or I riot. There we go. Cryptic says, do you think we get more features to prep for the October tournament? That's a good question. And it's, yeah, I know you're referring to Mario Kart World there. There's got to be something. There's got to be something, and I would love to be able to spectate tournaments, you know, to have some modes that allow even for spectating. And we know that eventually, we can only assume anyway, that Mario Kart World will take the place of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in their esports scene. It's obviously doing it now in the pro circuit, if you will, but then even in schools, you know, right now when they talk esports, they're still talking everything Switch, Smash, Splatoon, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. They're not talking World yet. So at some point, they're going to have to make that change over to World, taking over for 8 Deluxe. So Nadine Nay says, just trash it all. Give us Mario Kart World 2. Yeah. that would go over so well. Let's see. Ashley says, "Why is the direct on a Friday and not Thursday?" Speculation that it's because of the anniversary of Mario is September 13th. So, and it's the 13th in Japan that day. Guys, we have a guest, very special guest. Attack the backlog. Let's see. Look at that.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Mini ATV.
Yeah, we'll keep. There we go. Let's just.
I got some funky lighting going. I have to put. I didn't have time to sort out my lights or anything. So I'm like some weird. I don't know what color I am, like alien color. Anyways, how are you, man? Good to see you.
Hey, so good to see you. We're just chatting. We're chatting the direct that's coming up, and it's got to be what, the middle of the night for you, almost.
What is it? It's like 10 to 2 a.m. Yeah, 10 to 2 a.m. I'm having some sugary drinks, and I was having katsu chicken when I saw your message.
Hey, there we go.
I just came off a live with Nashweedle, so let me get some food now. So yeah, man, it's
well, eat on stream. Like eat.
No, I can't do that.
Don't let your food get cold. I can talk forever while you're chewing, so don't worry.
It's already cold. Don't worry. I'm gonna be up till 4 or 5 probably anyways doing videos, so it's all good.
And also, I will make sure to ask questions right as soon as you take a bite, because that's just that's just how I roll. So.
It'll come out into my nose. Yeah.
Well, so what do you think, man, about all this stuff? You've got a little bit of an insight. Like you're a bit of an insider at this point, right?
So I've already handed in my resignation. I said after this direct, I don't think I'm gonna, I don't know, relay information. Let's say it's too stressful. It's way. Do you know what it is? It's that like I think most people that we know who we consider leakers probably have a lot of connections, and I don't. I happen to know someone who has information, but even with that, it's like when you relay some information because you're a fan, so like you're hoping it comes through, but then the anxiety you get as like the time approaches where it should be revealed, and then you start to panic like, God, what if it doesn't? The people are gonna jump on you. So it's like good for the people who do it. Like I don't know how, like Nash, he's dropping bombs all over the place, and I'm like, God, dude, man, like, aren't you worried that because the thing is sometimes you get information, but stuff changes, plans change, so it's what you hear one day might not necessarily be the same thing a month later or a week later or whatever. So it's like it's a bit of a risky game to play, so
well, we all remember Star Fox Grand Prix.
Yeah. yeah, exactly. So I've had like a good little streak, and if the things pan out for this direct that I've heard, then that's cool, and I can carry on being a fan, and I can interview other insiders instead. But it's true, like I'd heard some stuff about this direct. I'd heard of a few things. We spoke about it a while ago, a couple of hours ago on with Nash. He dropped a bit of a bomb, which I just uploaded on X a while ago, which I don't think he'll mind if I say it now, but it was quite a. He didn't tell me he was going to say anything. We did like the whole hour and a half, and at the end, when I was about to say my goodbyes, he said, "Oh, I've got something to say before you say goodbye." I was like, "What?" And I think it's fine to tell you, but basically what he told me, like I've uploaded it now. But he said that today, Nintendo had invited over a select few from the media, like handpicked almost, in Paris and in America, and taken their phones away from them. And apparently it was a 2-day thing, so a 2-day trip. And I asked him, what, the different media people or the same? He's like, no, same group of people, 2-day trip, and they got to sit down and try something, and specifically told, basically, don't you dare say anything about this before the direct. It's almost insinuating as though like they might be okay to speak about it after the direct. So I don't know if it's something they're going to show at the direct. And I don't know. I asked him if it was a game or a piece of technology, because I thought maybe is it some kind of add-on, some kind of labo thing, or it seems to be. He seems to think it's a game. But from the way it is, it sounds like it could be like a really big game. My mind went straight to Zelda or Mario, specifically Mario. So I don't know.
Right.
So I don't know if it's something that's going to show up the direct, but it's like something that's very
fun little tease nonetheless.
I know. I was like, you can't tell me that now. We're about to finish the direct, the live, you know. So yeah, so I'll quickly put that up there, and there's all these leaks about Mario Galaxy and stuff. But I'm very excited. I think it's going to be one of the biggest directs they've ever done. I think for sure, for sure.
So I mentioned it earlier in this show. I was just with Nintendo at PAX West.
Oh wow!
And
did you maybe you got to play, Josh?
No. There was nothing. There was no NDA signed. There was nothing that I played that was not that was not already. I mean, I've played stuff that other people haven't played, like FC26 and Borderlands 4, but that was on the show floor. But FC26 was not. I've done the racing on Kirby Air Ride.
Oh wow! What was Borderlands 4 like in person?
Solid, so solid. Yeah,
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm so stoked. So stoked. And I think it's out today on like Xbox and PlayStation, but I'm gonna wait just to play it on Switch and to play with that community. So but yeah, the racing in Kirby was so good. The FC26 played Outlaws, before it released. And that was a good time. Nate, Nintendo Prime, he was watching me.
Oh, nice.
And giving me some flack about the way I was flying. So it was good.
That game's awesome though, man. That I bought it. I've been playing it myself, and it looks. I think I said it today earlier that I don't know if it's a better game than Cyberpunk, probably not. But in terms of ports, I think it's a even more impressive port than Cyberpunk, because it's definitely a more harder to run game than Cyberpunk was. Like it run, it was hard to run on every system, and it's like it outperforms the Series S in a lot of ways. It stays on 30 FPS more than Series S does, and the image quality looks so good. And we got like a patch on day one that improved things even further. Man, that's got my hopes up really high for future ports of even more, extensive games. Yeah.
Well, I was talking with one of the devs while I was playing it, and I told him, I said, and I mentioned this last night. I went over all the games I played last night on here, but I said this feels like The Division meets Star Wars, and he's like, "Well, it's massive, so that would be." But he also said, "I've never heard anybody say that," which I was like, "That seems odd." It seems odd. But so during that event, one of the highest ups that was in that room was like, obviously I can't tell you what, but like, get ready. Your mind is about to be blown.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So, and this is a very long time friend of mine.
Wow.
Very, very long time friend. His name is on a lot of the emails that go through the business wire and everything. So
I'm excited for Ubisoft, because I know that I've heard for a while that they're going to have a big presence at the Direct.
Oh no, this was not even Ubisoft. This was Nintendo.
Oh, Nintendo.
Yes. Yeah. This wasn't even this was from. Yeah.
So they must be talking about the Direct, right? Specifically as well, right? They must be.
They could. I mean, what else could they?
What else could it be?
Yeah. Even the body language and everything, was kind of like coming soon. Like they didn't outright say anything, but they were just like, be ready.
I wonder if that's what the press is like playing with today. I wonder. Oh my god. Because I mean, the fact that it's 60 minutes long as well, the Direct, that's what's got me. That for me almost solidifies that we're going to see Mario stuff in there.
And from the sounds of it, for some of the tweets I was seeing, like, this is not only going to be Resident Evil 7, but like the home of Resident Evil games. Like, that might have been one of Nash's tweets that I saw. Like,
he said that. Yeah, I've only heard about 7, and I know he heard about it. It's so funny. Like, whenever I hear about something, he either hears it either just before me or just after me. It seems like whenever I get information, it's always like very close to Nash. And I know that he had heard about Resident Evil 7 almost at the same time. So I know that's like for sure there. But yeah, he did say that. I think all of them are going to come. Yeah, for sure. Even 9. There's that cool story about Capcom working with Nvidia, to get the game running on entry level PCs. You think, so that's for sure going to come.
And I played
Um,
9. I played 9 at PAX.
oh no way! What was it like?
It I'm all in. Like if it doesn't come to Switch, I'll buy it on PC or
Yeah.
Xbox. Like it was that good.
Did you
Like
try? Did you get to try it in first and third person?
I stuck in first most of the time because
Okay.
they said it was scarier in first. So I'm like, well, I'll
Yeah.
just stay there just to see if I can. The problem is I've played a lot of those. They like it doesn't like. I think there was maybe one kind of jump, and then after that, I was like, okay, like it wasn't
Oh.
all that scary. But that's just me. Like
Hmm.
there were other people in there that were like, I hate this kind of game. Like, and I told the lady that was next to me, I was like, yo, just walk around and start grabbing people's shoulders, just to freak them
Yeah.
out.
Just turn off the lights.
They were out. The lights were
Oh,
out.
really? It was
Headphones
like
were
in the
on.
room.
Yeah, we were in
Oh, that's so cool.
no light whatsoever other than the screens.
Oh,
Like,
that's amazing. Did you had headphones
yeah,
on?
yeah,
How
headphones and
could
the
you not
whole
find that
bit.
scary?
So,
Jesus. Oh my
well,
god.
so there's an old video of me playing 7, I
Yeah.
believe, and my son was on Twitter, or a lot of my community knew my son's on Twitter, and they were telling him, go scare your dad, he's playing Resident Evil. And so he came in and grabbed me while he did that very thing. So I was like, after that, it doesn't, like, there's nothing else can phase you, the screen can't bother you, like.
Oh my god.
So
Horror is my favorite genre. It's funny because I remember years ago, like when I was, I don't know, how old must I have been? 15 when Resident Evil 1 came out on the PS1. And I hadn't played it yet, but I knew of it because everyone was hyping about it and everyone was going on about how scary it was. And I remember back then thinking, but how can a game be scary? Like, what are you talking
right,
about? And then it's like you realize there's so much scarier than movies, because movies you can look away and whatever. Like in a video game, the scare won't happen until you make it happen, until you move the player, right? The character. And so like, now there's some games I struggle to play in the dark alone, like Alien Isolation and Outlast. Like, oh my god, like those games to play. Even Chronos. I've been playing Chronos the other day. Chronos. And that's like, it's not as jump scary, but it's very atmospheric. And like when you have your headphones on
right.
and you're hearing sounds, fucking terrifying,
Yeah.
Like, no,
Well, and I've played through a lot of the Dead Space games too, like,
mm,
and so I think like Outlast might be one that would maybe get me again,
yeah,
like, so, but I just
yeah,
like Resident Evil games haven't been. I played all the way through. I got to the boat on 7, and then
yeah,
honestly got bored. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I can't. And I told a few people that, and they were like, "You're done. You're at the end. Just finish it." I'm like, "All right." So
It's true that, yeah, the Resident Evil games specifically haven't scared me in a long time. Like, I love them, but I don't find them as scary as, like we said, Outlast or especially Alien Isolation is terrifying. I haven't even played them in VR. I can't even imagine what types of games like that would be in VR. I don't want to try it.
that may be the way to do it. That may be
Oh
the way
man,
to
I'm too
do it.
old. My like heart would just like, no way.
I'm gonna grab some of these chats here. So Cryptic says, "Do you think we get a good mixture of Switch 1 games and Switch 2 games exclusively? One thing that has bothered me is the lack of Switch 2 editions for third-party games and indies. What do you
Mm.
think?"
I think we're for sure going to see Switch 2 editions. 100%. Yeah. I know Mario Wonders heavily rumored to be maybe even at the direct, but that's for sure being made. I know Pikmin 4 is going to have a Switch 2 edition. There's a bunch of Switch 2 editions we're going to get. I'm hoping it's not too heavy on Switch 1 games. I don't think it will be the direct, but yeah, in terms of Switch 2 edition games, I think we will get a few for sure. For
I,
sure.
I'm completely with Cryptic that I do want to see, you know, like for instance, we saw Sonic Cross Worlds, I think that's what it's
Mm.
called, only on Switch. The demo was Switch 1. They don't. There's not even a Switch 2
Oh yeah.
version as of right now, and so that's a little bit frustrating.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Ninja Gaiden Ragebound was only the Switch 1 version, and some of that's like I talked with the guys that did that campfire game that
Oh yeah. Did you? Oh,
and
I bought that.
yeah,
I bought it.
it was actually, I was like, how am I so addicted to this already?
Yeah,
Like it was surprisingly fun, and they were
yeah,
super cool guys to chat with. But they were like, yeah, we're so lucky we got a dev kit. Like we were
yeah.
so lucky. So I think that's part of the problem too. It's not all just the devs. When it comes to Switch 1 games, I have no issue with Switch 1 games coming as long as they're not game like I don't want to see too many more games that are built for Switch and then up resed
Yeah,
for Switch 2.
exactly.
I want to start seeing. I mean, we're 3 months in, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about this as if it's like, oh, the Switch 2's been here for years. Like, no, that's not the case. But let's say like the next 3D Mario, for instance, like
Mm,
I'm really hoping if this gets announced, if it is a thing, that it's going to like somewhat knock our socks off, that
yeah.
like we're gonna be like, yo, this is the like hopefully they've already got the secret sauce on how to squeeze as much juice out of that thing as possible. And like we really see something special,
Yeah.
and I feel like we are with some of these third parties already, like you were talking about Outlaws and that kind of thing. Mario Kart World is even doing some of those things. I think Bonanza did it as well.
Mm.
But to really see something like, and I probably need to keep my expectations in check a little bit, but I always look back to like the GameCube when Resident Evil
Oh,
came out,
yeah. Oh
right?
my god,
And
yeah.
like that was revolutionary.
Yeah.
That was terrifying. That was my first experience with Resident Evil, was
Oh, wow.
playing it on that.
The
And I was
remake.
like, I can't play this at night. Like this has got to
Yeah.
be during the day with the windows open. Like
Like the volume down and
yeah,
the shades open and shit. Yeah.
yeah, playing with the glare,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'll remember one scene in particular where that dog jumped through that window in
Yeah.
that hallway. I was like, I'm out.
Yeah, no,
Like,
forget that. Yeah, I actually did play with the volume down and lights on. I couldn't. That game was terrifying. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like I don't know if we've even seen any games built from the ground up, have we? Because I know Donkey Kong started on Switch One. Mario Kart started on Switch One. I mean, I don't know how much of it was on Switch One, but it definitely started on Switch One. I don't know if we've seen any games that are completely from the ground up on the
it,
Switch 2, including all
it
the
could be a
AAA
few
games.
years, right? I mean, it could
Exactly.
be. It could be. But if
Yeah.
they have that, see, if, usually they know their ins and their outs of their hardware, and they can kind of do things that like, when we were playing Odyssey or 8 Deluxe or Splatoon and they're all looking
Mm.
gorgeous, and then you're playing Doom and it's like it runs pretty smooth, but it looks like Clay Fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they compressed it down to as much as they could. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
No, I'm hoping for. I think you're right. I'm honestly now expecting. I'm expecting to see some really, really impressive things going forward, because it's like you say, it's insane that the levels of ports that we're getting. You said it, like 2-3 months. Like imagine what
mhm,
devs will be able to do when they've had the dev kits for 2 years, and
right.
they can really squeeze everything out of it. But especially for Nintendo, Nintendo usually is. They've always been with all their consoles. I mean, obviously it's their console, so they're the ones that know best how to get all the power out of it. And you used to see the best results, like what you speak on the GameCube. When we look at, Wind Waker was just
Yeah.
beautiful, and you saw stuff like Retro with Prime 1 and 2. Um, so
And
I
Factor 5, those guys were
oh,
magicians
Factor
with Rogue
5, yeah.
Squadron and stuff. So
Yeah, exactly. God, that game, maybe by the end of the GameCube's lifespan, Rogue Squadron 2 was probably still the prettiest game on that console. It was beautiful. So I am expecting to get really wild by the next Mario. I think we will see something special. I have no idea what it could be. We were talking about it today, and I still wondered. I always thought the Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury was a curious thing. Like I
mhm.
always just saw that as a blatant test that Nintendo was doing with the audience. That the Bowser's Fury part. I mean, it seemed as though they were using it as some kind of test, to see, if players enjoyed it, how they went with it, and it seemed to me like a hint is what they might do in the future. So I don't know. I wonder if it's something to do with that. But then that was years ago, so who knows? Like I don't even know. I don't even know what I want from another Mario game. I don't know if I want a Galaxy 3 or whether I want like a Mario 64, on the Switch too. I don't even know what I want, but I think it'll be something none of us expect.
I want a Bowser's Fury style game where they went traditional 2D, somewhat 3D power-ups, right? Like the power-ups were very, very traditional, but of course get some new ones in there. I would love to
Mm,
see what like the bubble flower looks like in 3D. I think that would be very fun. Even the elephant,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
like
That'd be
getting
amazing.
getting some of the wonder elements in there as well. There's so much they can do, but that I like I'm a sucker for like the way they like made Bowser like a kaiju.
Yeah.
I'm also I'm a very much an 80s kid, so I wanna see the, Koopalings
Oh god, yeah.
with
Lemmy, bring back
their
Lemmy.
yes, with their clown cars, but have, like, the final boss be like a Voltron style of the clown cars where they all come
Yeah,
together and you gotta try to take them out that way. Like,
yeah.
I would love to see that. I'm also hoping that that something like that may happen with the movie, that they come to rescue Bowser and then,
Yeah,
it
that's
it
just
you know?
oh, absolutely. There's a lot of stuff going on with the movie today. There's a lot of hints going on online. Like, I think like half an hour before I came on, I've seen a lot of people talking about the movie now. So I don't know if that's going to get shown. But I
Mm.
imagine whatever they do with the game, the next Mario game, I imagine it might be a little bit of Donkey Kong in that it will have that Disney kind of quality to it, like more updated dialogue and voiceover and maybe like music will be integral part to to the game as well. But I can imagine it having that kind of movie production. Like I mean, Odyssey had that with like the voice acting and the singing in the New Donk City set piece. I wonder if it would be even more so, and it would be cool if somehow it connected to the movie as well. I don't know how, but that could be if they found a way to connect it to. That would be so groundbreaking.
Oh,
Like you bring Yoshi into it.
you're going back to the Enter the Matrix,
That's yeah.
right? Remember
Yeah, that's
the
it. That's it. That's it. I could I could see it, but I don't know. I'm starting to believe we're gonna see. I'm convinced we're gonna see Mario at the direct for sure. I heard some things today, but they were very vague. But I basically was told that Mario is gonna be there in some way, shape, or form. Um, I
Well,
don't know.
Switch Force Switch did you see Switch
Yeah,
Force's
I saw
tweet?
that exactly.
Right,
Yeah. So
yeah,
like, it's funny. I was talking to Nash about it, and when I first spoke about the direct, I don't know when it was now, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, I don't know. What I was told then was that there was two presentations, like a direct and then a Mario anniversary thing. And
yeah,
the anniversary thing was showcasing the movie, something to do with the theme park, and a game. But even back then, they were saying um, that it all kind of hinged on the movie. And they didn't go into more detail. And I kind of wondered, did that mean that they wanted to have enough of the movie to show to kind of warrant having the Mario anniversary. And then about just over a week ago, I heard kind of similar thing again that they weren't sure if there was going to be two presentations anymore. That it looked as though Mario would be in the general direct instead, and they just spoke about delays, and they didn't tell me what the delays were. But again, I started to wonder if it's to do with the movie because there seemed to be a lot going on with the movie, and then being very like strict on wanting to have something to show of the movie.
yeah.
So it would be interesting if they do show the movie tomorrow because I'm seeing rumors that there's going to show a game. They might even show something to do with the movie. But it looks as though Mario for sure is going to be at the direct. But then I'm hearing conflicting things. I've heard, oh, it's something that fans will enjoy, but it won't be nothing big. But then I've got like eye emojis, like like so I'm like, so is it something big or like so? I don't know. But to me,
Yeah.
Mario Galaxy 2 seems to fit what would be something like it'd be big, we'd all really like it, but at the same time, it wouldn't be so massive that it overshadows like Metroid Prime 4's release date announcement or whatever. Because that's what I'm worried about, really, is Metroid Prime. It's just like it can't catch a break that series, you know? It's just
Right.
like the hype for it just seems, I don't know, all over the place. It worries me a little bit.
It worries me too because you think about Metroid Dread, and I imagine the dev cycle was not long, not that expensive,
Yeah.
and then it does the best sales of any Metroid game. And are those numbers enough for Metroid Prime, to
Yeah.
like keep the series alive? I hope. I
That
hope.
worries me so much. Like
Yeah.
I mentioned this to Nash because he did a story about it a while ago, and he's saying that they're actually working and they have been working on Prime 5 at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Not from the beginning, but at some point in its development, they started working on 5 at the same time. And so I said to him, but that's like a heavy budget, you know? Like, I mean, it's not
Right.
as much of a budget as if you did two separately, but we're still talking about a lot of money going in. And his idea was that Nintendo is happy with what Prime sell. I mean, they'd want it to sell more, but they're happy because they're happy with the outcome of the games and the quality of the games.
Yeah.
And they know that if those games sell 2 or 3 million, they can kind of offset it by the fact that Zelda and Mario sells 25, 30, 40 million, Animal
Sure.
Crossing 40 million. And so they see it as a viable thing. And they've apparently they're like very, very happy with they were very happy with Dread, apparently, but they're very happy with Prime. So which is cool, but it's like you want those games to sell. They have to sell at least, or Prime 4 surely has to sell like the 5 million mark at least this time. Like it
Yeah.
has to. But I'm worried. I don't know if it will. There's something about it. I don't know what it is that doesn't grab the outside core fans of it, but I just don't know what it is. But
I don't either, especially like not just Prime in general, but like Silksong. Everybody's so it's like there is no without Metroid crawling, Silksong never would have run. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
to go back to that old meme, does Metroid crawl? And and that, so it's like if you love Silksong and you're listening to this, go play Metroid, go play Super Metroid, go
Absolutely.
play Dread. Like you have access to the best Metroid library
Yeah.
on NSO. Like go take advantage of that. So real quick, who are you? Because like a few people in chat are like, yo, I love this guy's energy. Who is this?
Too kind. I thought you were literally actually asking me, like you forgot who you invited on.
No,
I
no,
was like, oh my god, Josh, we just spoke.
that's so good.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I've got Alzheimer's over here. Don't worry about me. So
I'm like there, man. Trust me, I'm close, man. And there's people I go to work with for years, and sometimes I look at them like, God damn it, what the hell's their name? Like I've spoken to them for 7 years. Like, no, what am I? I run a YouTube channel, a Nintendo content YouTube channel named Attack the Backlog. I do news and reviews and podcast. I don't know, I've been doing it 5 years, maybe. I live in the UK. Yeah, someone said love my energy. I don't know. A lot of people say I'm way too loud, so I don't, I don't
no,
know.
it's great. It's great. It's great. You guys have definitely seen him come through the chats. We did some
Yeah, I
kind
love
of
your
show
channel.
together. Like
I
I
always
don't know.
watch
I
your
don't remember
lives.
what we did something together at some point.
Yeah,
That's right.
we did the Nintendo Byte podcast with
With
Nintendo Prime.
with Nate. Okay,
Nate.
cool.
Yeah. I think that's the first time I met you. It was me, you. I can't remember who else was on it. We might have been the only two guests, maybe. Actually, I'm not sure. But yeah. But I remember because I subscribed to you that night actually, and I think you were live. You were live the next day or the day after. I remember, and I went on. Yes,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
always watched your content since. So I love your lives. I watch you on with Mike on the podcast as well.
Oh,
So
yeah. On the Nintendo Topic podcast.
yeah, exactly. So always make sure to dabble in and out. But yeah, I'm just a loud Nintendo content creator. But thanks for the kind words, though.
Follow them everywhere, you guys. Attack the Backlog, ATB, Attack the Back. Yeah,
ATB.
Right? Yeah, ATB. There we go. I was like, wait,
I can't
did I
remember
miss?
who's the first one to call me that, but it stuck. So now it was like ATB now. So that's it.
Yeah, I love that. What's the a day to remember? ADR, like ADR. That's what I think about. I'm like, yeah, are you in the metal a little bit, maybe? Like,
only if by metal you mean Linkin Park. Legends.
Hey, there you go. I love it. I'm gonna grab a few more chats here. So let's see. Brian always making me laugh. Last time I was told I would get my mind blown, we got Nintendogs. That's good. That's great.
I don't mind Nintendogs, not a bad little thing.
Nate, and I like. I think there's some a bit to chat about here. It says I think big game ports have been fine, just nothing for me to get excited about really. And totally get that. I also feel like Nintendo has intentionally been quiet to let there be room for third parties.
Yeah.
And it has worked. Madden has crushed. I think Tony Hawk did all right. Star Wars is doing okay. Street Fighter, like a lot, like
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, with only Mario Kart being their first party for the first couple months, it gave room for those, albeit the majority of them being ports, it gave room for that to happen. Bravely Default, kind of, I mean, it's like a 3DS game, so it's like, well, it's kind of a first party Nintendo game at that point, like almost, so, but I think they've been very intentional about this, and I think what's going to happen is we are really going. I think Nate is finally going to be like, okay, there is something for me. He said they're just going to give us every Just Dance bundle, so he's very optimistic.
I think you're right, and I think I'm fine with it because I don't think it's always going to be the case. Like, there's a lot of things to point to here actually that are really interesting, but the fact that we got Cyberpunk on day one is crazy, just to show the level of ports that we are going to get. But it's true that these are games that people have had for years, even Star Wars, and But we're going to get Borderlands 4, granted, slightly later. But I think going forward, I don't think it's going to be like the Switch where we got games a year later, 2 years later, whatever. I think you should start to see now games coming day and date. Like I've heard there was a rumor yesterday again from Nash, was saying that Far Cry 7 is coming out on the Switch 2. That is Ubisoft's intention to have that day and date. We've heard Microsoft saying that future Call of Duties should be coming out day and date. We had like the guys behind Ori who basically came out and said that they might skip the Xbox for their next game and go straight to the Switch 2, which we never would have heard
Right.
on the Switch 1. We never would have heard something like that. So the fact that this early on, developers like that are saying things like that already is crazy. And I think with like the next Assassin's Creed or stuff like that, I think we're going to get a lot more games that won't be year later ports, that you will get at the same time. And to be honest, if they're that close, like if the future Assassin's Creed, whatever it is, comes out and it's like how close the Star Wars Outlaws is on the Switch 2 to the Xbox Series S version, then a lot of people will think, you know what, I probably will pick it up on the Switch 2 actually, because it is portable and it looks so close to the Series S version. So I do think that will change. I get the fact that there's a lot of games that as impressive as they are, people might play them on other consoles, won't excite you. I haven't played them, so I was excited, but I get it. But I think it will change for sure.
He makes a really good point right here, and he says Metroid needs a hook like multiplayer so that sales can be bloated.
Yeah.
And I will say this: the moment they showcased Metroid using the Force, I mean, Samus, I just like to troll. My mind kind of went away from like, there's probably not going to be multiplayer with this. This is not a multiplayer mechanic. I did get a little bit bummed out because I wanted to see Samus in Prime be as sexy as she was in Dread. And I'm not talking about her looks. I'm talking about the movement.
The moveset, yeah.
The style, the sliding under things, running from Emmy, like just very smooth.
Yeah.
And then to have those fold into a multiplayer where it's like it's kind of a bit of a reinventing of first person shooting, whether it's like doing that super sprint and like shoulder charging somebody, kind of like a Titan in Destiny, and then whatever that was. I think that's kind of more what I was hoping for, that Metroid would go a bit more like Destiny and have a PvE and a PvP. But then when I saw the Force stuff coming, I'm like, this is gonna be. I'm kind of almost expecting this to be more like a PlayStation game, like not necessarily the walking simulator that people talk about all the time, but like, but more of a cinematic, like experience versus like just your straight up action movie. That's just like the Halo 30 seconds of fun over and over and over again, but like being methodical. The puzzles are probably going to get pretty crazy. I hope that can pull, right? I hope that can pull people. What do you think?
Yeah, I see. I think you've just literally named the reason I've always thought it hasn't sold, and it's because like Metroid is not a straight up first person shooter. That's but people who don't know about Metroid probably look at the trailers for Prime 1, 2, and 3 and think, okay, so this looks like a first person shooter, but there doesn't seem to be that much action. It seems quite platformy and puzzly, and it's not trying to be a first person shooter, right? It's like it's a first person adventure with shooting in it and puzzles, and it's a very isolating experience. And I don't know, there's obviously some kind of disconnect that when they show these things in trailer and gameplay, that people who outside of that circle still look at it and expect to see a Halo, and it's not. But maybe if there was a multiplayer, then they could lean into that and show that, and that might attract that side of the audience, because it's clearly got the same issue. And I think you're right. I think I've always liked the Prime games more than the 2D games, but I think that might have changed when I played Dread, because it's like you said, there's something about moving in Dread that's so intuitive and quick and stylish, you know, and it's almost like it's not even like you're doing combos in action, but the way you move is almost a combo. You know, when you're jumping off walls and doing a slide and jumping up onto a platform, running from enemies, there's something quite rhythmic about that game, and I think I'm worried I might miss that in Prime for sure. But yeah, I think a multiplayer that they could really lean into, even with like game chat and you know the game chat, right?
Yeah.
That could be quite popular, you know. But I'm
Well,
worried that it's sorry.
no, go ahead, finish. Yeah,
No,
finish your thought.
I was just gonna say I'm unbelievably excited for Prime 4, but there is like a I don't know, like a 3% slide in my mind that when I look at it, when I see it, and I haven't obviously played it, that it looks almost too familiar to me, and that worries me. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. Like I said, I'm so excited. Like
Yep.
Prime is some of my favorite games, but there's something about it that makes me think, oh man, like I hope when I play, I don't just think this is just you know like a very very good Prime 3. Like I want it to be very different and a new experience. And there's something about it that just worries me a little bit. I don't know. I don't know.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Like,
Mm,
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I wonder if where my worry is with like your what you fire out of your cannon. It has
yeah.
no. It feels like you're shooting them with pillows almost. Like
Mm,
there's not like a thud or a hit to it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
even like the a lot of times audio is what's huge in making your guns feel
Oh yeah.
like big and heavy and like they're really packing a punch. I went back to I was like, let me see what Dread is like. And Dread, even though it's still plasma, you still feel like
Mm,
you're hitting something. Whereas in Prime, you almost just feel like it almost just hits them and splashes over them, like you're shooting a water balloon or something.
yeah.
I don't really know how to, but I want her to have some kind of kinetic weapon
Yeah.
so that it just and hopefully they could add some kind of like power up that's like I mean the Dred's power ups were insanity.
Oh,
So
so
like,
good. Yeah.
like we're basing it off of what we've seen thus far. And I've really only played through the first one and a little ways into the second one until I kind of got soft locked. And so that's my full experience with
Oh,
it.
wait, wait, did you play 4 at
It wasn't at
oh,
PAX.
no, was it not? Oh, it wasn't.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
No, it was at
damn.
Gamescom and it was what those experiences, but it was not at PAX.
Oh, that's so strange. Bloody hell.
Yeah. Yeah. I was super bummed. I really, really, really wanted to go hands on with it. So
See, that game, I think it's supposed to get dated in the direct, and it is supposed to have a um focused direct for the game as well, which I think it really needs. I
mhm.
think especially if it's meant to be coming out, I mean rumored to be coming out, I don't know what, November, December supposedly. Then it's like, I mean, that's round the corner. That's not far, you know. And like, and if a Galaxy 2 comes out in September and that steals all of the thunder and hype of September, then you know, I don't know. Like, I don't know. They need to get that hype back on because it's a bit worrying how quickly it's just kind of. And I'm worried about it at the direct because if it's then it's dated, but then we're getting I don't know bunch of Resident Evil games. Microsoft shows up with I don't know whatever Sea of Thieves and Call of Duty maybe. There's a lot there that could overshadow it. Not the least Mario, you know. So
Right. No,
yeah.
no question. And so Nady Nay says, I think you nailed it with why Prime hasn't connected with me. It's just too outdated,
Mm,
right? And that got me thinking, it's a bit of an identity crisis because at this point, Dread brought in essentially the horror aspect into
mm,
Metroid, and there's been zombies in the 2D stuff if I remember correctly. I think that happened. I could be wrong, but like they almost need to if they're going to make
mm.
Prime needs to like go full alien like what
Yeah,
it's was inspired by.
yeah,
Like if you're going to make us isolated, make it really isolated.
yeah.
Like and I think that's what would really make it shine. Now, on the multiplayer side of it, I brought up Destiny. If they did a spin-off where we got to create our own bounty hunters, and Samus was like a check-in point or something along the way, and we could do 3-player strikes similar to Destiny, where you run through, you get new loot, you get like essentially turn
Yeah.
it into somewhat of a looter shooter. Yo, that could be so good, especially with voice chat. It would fit in with the just with the way the game is now. But I think as an overall single player experience, it's not 2006 anymore. You know, it's not like you
Yeah.
can't play like Halo 3 campaigns and then expect them to shine in 2025. There's got to be more to it. As I'm saying this, I'm also hopeful that they've only shown us the smallest little bit,
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping.
and what's going to happen is there's going to be all of what I like to call like the Helldiver moments where the community, the gaming community as a whole is like, oh, I cannot believe this boss fight. And like
Yeah.
this was crazy. And we've, it's one of those, in marketing, it's so tough to like, how do you show enough without showing too much? And that we
Yeah.
see it all the time.
Yeah. I think they'll show. I can imagine it's going to be a long ass trailer that we get for it at the direct. So I'm expected to be excited by it. I think you're right. I think a lot of it's going to be to do with the kinetic powers and the puzzling. And I think they're going to really lean into that, which is fine. It's cool. But it's funny. Like I wonder if people hearing this now would think like we're in the minority in what we're saying, and everyone's like,
Well,
"Shut up, man!" Like,
well, Cryptic says outdated. How is it outdated when
oh, here we
tons
go.
of games share its ideology to this day? So, assuming, I mean, I'm talking specifically Prime. I don't think Dread is outdated at all.
No.
Right? And when I say outdated, to really clarify this, is like there needs to be, not for the fans. The fans like, I'm gonna buy the game, I'm gonna play through the game, I'm gonna have a good time with the game. There's no question. But what in 2025 is going to move the needle for Metroid Prime 4 that makes it feel modern enough for people that aren't fans of the series to finally pick it up? And that's what I think Nate is referring to when he says it feels outdated, because he's going back to Prime Remastered, which was a GameCube game. I just played Repack, Pac-Man Repack at PAX. Definitely felt its age, and so like I get that. I also trust retro. I don't want to say that I don't, but it's the correlation, like the combination of everything that we've seen of like, okay, this looks very much like, I think right off the bat in the trailer where that pipe literally rolls out of nowhere and then there's just an alien sitting there, and it was like,
yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? It's like how the game has been in development for so long. So how most of that was on the Switch 1. So like how much really can they take advantage of off the Switch 2 other than make it 4K, run 120? It's not like they built brand new things around it. It's still a Switch 1 game.
Yeah.
Right. So it's got the Switch 1 limitations, as it's
a good point. That's a really good point to remember, though. It is really good point to remember.
it really is. So it'll be interesting to see if they are indeed working on Prime 5, what kind of a jump, because presumably that's been worked on primarily or exclusively on Switch 2. So that, you think in theory should have a massive jump in scale and production and all that kind of stuff. So that maybe,
but could potentially use the assets, or a lot of the assets.
Yeah.
In which case would save them a lot of time and money. Now you're just talking about adding in better lighting, better textures, that kind of stuff. So
and I did read, I think it was just a few days ago, that suppose, because we know they've hired loads of people, right? When they were in the making of this game, they'd hired loads of industry veterans from like the Halo series and Call of Duty series, and supposedly they're hiring another bunch of people, I think, for the end of the year. And it's not clear what it's for. I assume it's for Prime 5, I assume. Although there are rumors that it's for another game, like Nintendo's going to finally let them do a brand new game as well. But like they've got a lot of people, like a lot of big guys working on this game. So it's like there's a lot of stake.
It needs its Donkey Kong Direct, is what it needs.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you mentioned Donkey Kong, and that's the other thing, right? Is that every game, obviously this is retro, but Nintendo's doing that thing with every game where it's basically Breath of the Wild everything, right? They're completely just turning every game upside down and changing it. And again, I'm gonna love Metroid Prime 4, but it seems, like an extension of Prime 3. It's, it's not. It's I don't know if there's enough new there, but I don't know. I don't know. I might be worrying over nothing. Like we were talking about Dread, and supposedly Mercury Steam are working on another 2D Metroid game as well. So like it might be those games are in competition, and you're either going to be a 2D Metroid or 3D. I don't know.
Not if they do it like they used to and they talk to each other.
Yeah.
Remember Metroid Fusion and Prime?
Yeah.
You could get the suits, right?
Yeah. Oh,
like,
man. Now
we got a great question here from the chat. It says, "Why does PlayStation keep destroying Nintendo every console generation?" And the answer is simple: because the most Xbox games sell on PlayStation. So there you go. That's that's your answer.
Sony.
Literally looked at that list today, and it was like, there's 4 Sony games in the top like 20 for most sold games on PlayStation. Other than that, it's all Call of Duty, Minecraft, which are now all Xbox games, which is hilarious. So shout out to third party.
that's another thing. That's a whole other topic as well. Is like what is going on with Microsoft and Sony. Like it seems like people saying that the console war is over, almost. It's like I mean, Sony, I don't understand. Microsoft, I can see why they're going down that route if their consoles aren't selling and they're losing money in all kinds of places. But Sony's still selling consoles, right? They're still shifting a lot of consoles. So I don't understand their logic for putting more of their games on other systems, other than, of course, they'll make money from it. But right, it's all money. But like Nintendo is their competition, and they clearly think that because they're rumored to be coming out with a portable of themselves for the PlayStation 6. So they clearly know Nintendo's their competition, but I don't know. Like, it's so strange. It's really, really strange. But that's the thing, right? Everyone's always looking to Nintendo, and I always find it funny that now they're gonna have their own Switch, but Nintendo's already onto the next thing. They've started planning their next machine the day this came out, and it might be something radically different. And by then, they're already far behind because they copied the past, and now they're going to look to the future and find something else to copy. And it's like, not to get into console wars, but I'm just saying, if you're always looking to another company to get ideas, like you might run into trouble. And I think Sony might run into trouble. But we'll see.
Yeah, I'm on the side that would love to see Nintendo games on PC just to see the maximum horsepower on some of their IP. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of where that's where I stand on that. Like they won't do it because they would all get modded and hacked and pirated and all that kind of stuff.
So. But there was some weird pattern that I need to find it. I need to find it. It was basically showing how. It was like how you could take your Nintendo account and put it onto PC, and like you could seamlessly go from one to the other. And it seemed to hint at least playing some kind of software Nintendo related on PC. It was like very heavily hinted in it by using your Nintendo account settings and information and whatever. So like maybe they'll do something where they'll release some kind of like they did with phone games, right? Maybe they'll release specific games on PC as well. But get Mario Run on PC,
right?
So like,
Mario Kart Tour.
Yeah. Do you know what would be crazy to see? What do you call it? Splatoon with like mouse controls on PC. Like, oh god, like I don't know. You never know. I guess you never know. Like,
well, it would be a great place for them to do their version of Game Pass.
Yeah. See, yeah, exactly.
And just literally, but I'm sorry, but just fill it with all of the backlog, like the old, and then you could attack that backlog right there, right there, day one. So,
we're like the red tape and scissors opening it up.
yes, I love it. I love it. Well, it's we're hitting that hour mark. It's the middle of the night for you. Let's put a bow on this thing and let people know where they can connect with you and watch your stuff.
Oh, too kind. Well, firstly, let me say thank you so much for having me on, Josh. Guys, I wanted to come
Thank
on.
you. Short notice. Like I
No,
literally
no,
messaged you 2 minutes before I went
not at
live.
all. No, no,
So
no. It's an honor and my pleasure to be here with you and your chat and your audience as well. So thank you guys as well. Yeah, no, you can just find me on YouTube and X, under Attack the Backlog, and you'll see me daily popping up news videos and posting silly rumors or something on X. So you can find me there. But again, thank you so much to you and your audience for having me.
absolutely, absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for being here live. And it's gonna be a fun week. I cannot wait until Friday. So you guys take it easy. Bye now.